In this video, I'm going to say something that's going to sound insane, and then I'm going to prove it. You do not need employees to build a $10 million business anymore. Not a team, not a co-founder, not even a virtual assistant. Just you, the right systems, and AI doing the heavy lifting while you sleep. Now, most people hear that and think, okay, another passive income fantasy. Sell a course, slap an AI chatbot on your website, call it a business. That's not what I'm talking about. I've built and scaled AI companies past $1 million in under 6 months through my venture portfolio, and the pattern I keep seeing is this. The people who hit 7 and 8 figures aren't hiring faster, they're replacing more. They've built what I call the zero headcount machine, a business that runs on systems, not salaries. And in this video, I'm going to walk you through exactly how to build one, from zero. Here's the problem. Everyone thinks building a business means building a team. You get your first few customers, revenue starts moving, and the first thing you do is hire a salesperson, a customer success rep, maybe an ops coordinator, and before you know it, you've built yourself a job, not a business. The average SaaS company spends 40 to 60% of its revenue on payroll. 40 to 60%. Gone. Before you even look at infrastructure, marketing, or product. And most of those hires, they're doing things AI can already do better. The smart operators, and I mean the ones quietly hitting $5 million, $8 million, $12 million with 3 or 4 people total, they treat hiring as the last resort, not the first move. Every new revenue bottleneck they hit, their first question is, can AI solve this? Not who do I hire? That mental shift, that single reframe, is the difference between a business that scales and one that just gets more expensive to run. And this next part is the one most people miss, because it's not about the tools, it's about the architecture. The zero headcount machine has 4 layers. Let's build it. Layer 1, the revenue engine. This is how money enters your business without you chasing it. Most solo operators are still doing manual outreach, cold emails, DMs, one-on-one calls to close every deal. That's a ceiling, not a strategy. Here's what the zero headcount machine looks like for lead gen. You use a tool like Clay or Apollo to build a targeted lead list automatically, pulling prospects based on job title, company size, recent funding, LinkedIn activity. Then you feed that list into an AI outreach tool like Instantly or Smart Lead. The AI writes hyper-personalized messages for each prospect based on their specific situation. It follows up automatically. It handles objections. All you do is show up to close. One founder I work with runs a B2B data enrichment service, generates 80 qualified calls a month, 0 sales team, just this system running 24/7. Layer 2, the delivery engine. Selling is only half the problem. Once you sell, you have to deliver, and that's where most solo operators drown. Think about what delivery actually looks like in a service business. Client onboarding, kickoff calls, weekly reporting, QA on deliverables, revision requests, follow-up emails. That's 4 to 6 hours per client per week, minimum. If you have 20 clients, that's a full-time job just to stay afloat. The zero headcount machine automates all of it. Client portals, built-in tools like Notion or Go High Level send automated onboarding sequences the moment someone signs. AI agents handle status updates and check-ins. Claude or GPT-4 drafts the weekly reports. A tool like Zapier or Make stitches it all together so the workflow runs without you touching it. I know a founder, runs a content agency, $1.2 million ARR, 2 contractors, 0 full-time employees. Her entire delivery system is automated. She spends 6 hours a week on client work. 6. Layer 3, the retention engine. This is where the money compounds. Getting a new customer costs 5 to 7 times more than keeping an existing one. You've heard that. But most businesses don't act like they believe it. The zero headcount machine runs retention automatically. AI monitors your customer accounts for usage patterns, satisfaction signals, and renewal windows. When someone's engagement drops, an automated check-in fires. When they hit a usage threshold that signals they're ready to upgrade, an AI-crafted upsell message goes out. No account manager needed. Layer 4, the operator layer, you. And here's where most people get this wrong. They think no employees means you do everything. It doesn't. It means you operate at the strategic layer only. You make decisions, you set direction, you review and integrate. The middle 80% of every task, AI handles. That's the 10-80-10 rule inside the zero headcount machine. 10% is you defining the outcome, 80% is AI executing. 10% is you adding your fingerprint, reviewing, and shipping. Once you operate this way, your personal capacity multiplies. And that's when the $10 million ceiling breaks. Now, here's the part nobody talks about, because it's not in any course, any podcast, any playbook I've seen online. The most valuable thing inside the zero headcount machine isn't the automation, it's the knowledge layer underneath it. Here's what I mean. When most people set up AI workflows, they treat the AI like a contractor. Give it a task, get back an output, move on. That works, but it stays shallow. The founders hitting $10 million treat it differently. They train the AI on everything. I call this process the camcorder method. You record yourself doing a task, screen share, talk through your thinking, explain why you make each decision. That recording becomes a transcript. That transcript becomes a system prompt. That system prompt becomes an AI agent that thinks like you, decides like you, and communicates like you, but works 24/7 and never calls in sick. One of the founders in my portfolio used the camcorder method to replace his entire sales qualification process. He recorded 10 discovery calls, fed the transcripts to Claude, built a qualification agent that now handles the first 20 minutes of every sales conversation. Close rate went up because the agent asks better questions than most salespeople do. That's what separates the zero headcount machine from just using AI tools. It's a system that gets smarter every time you feed it. It's compounding intellectual capital, and no competitor can copy it overnight. But there's one more thing, and it's the most expensive mistake you can make when building this. Most people who try to build a zero headcount machine make one fatal error. They automate the wrong things first. They go build a fancy chatbot for their website while their lead pipeline is leaking, or they automate their invoicing while their delivery is chaos. They optimize what's easy instead of what's broken. Before you build anything, find your bottleneck. Walk every stage of your business, attention, leads, sales, delivery, retention, and ask, if I 10 times this tomorrow, does revenue go up or do I create a new problem? The answer tells you exactly where to point AI first. Here's what I know. The window to build this kind of business is open right now. In 18 months, every competitor in your market is going to have these same tools. The ones who move now won't just be ahead, they'll have knowledge layers, trained agents, and refined systems that took 18 months to build. You can't copy that overnight. Either you build the zero headcount machine before your market does, or you wake up one day and you're competing against someone who already built it. Someone who sells faster, delivers better, retains longer, and does it all without a single salary on their books. If you're serious about building this, subscribe, because every week I break down exactly how the operators actually doing this are running their businesses. And drop a comment below. What's the first layer of the zero headcount machine you're going to build? Revenue, delivery, retention, or the operator layer?